is up, guys? Sexy Chocolate 21 here, and I am back with another YouTube video. And today we're back in my room. As you can see, nothing's really changed. Nah, I'm joking. Again, as you know, Labor Day weekend passed and gone. I was in Ocean City, Maryland. Hope you guys peeped that video. Oh my God, it was a fun trip. And loved the area we was in. Loved the balconies. And standing there enjoying the weekend, enjoying the holiday. It was perfect. Perfect. But let's talk today. So as you can read from the thumbnail, it says brand name, my brand, and the name is Plus Teens. But how many of you think it's for teenagers? Comment down below. How many of you can see past it and see that it's for adults too? Comment down below. With that being said, let's discuss. So I took the liberty of writing down everything. Actually, I'm adding one more thing to it. And yep, done. Okay, so if you don't know, I am a fashion designer. I am a plus size fashion designer, and my brand name is Plus Teens. That being said, and it is a brand based off of. So hear me out. When I started Plus Teens, again, it was late in the game. I didn't really start fashion at a young age. It was technically a name that I gave my brand because I thought it was something creative, something unique, something different. And I didn't expect it to be considered a teenage brand because by the time I started it, I wasn't a teenager. I was so far from being a teenager. Like, of course, I started my brand between 17 and 18. I was still a teenager, but I wasn't thinking of teenage, like, clothing, teenage things, anything like that in between. I was more really thinking along the lines of an adult, like, adult fashion, couture, all that type of stuff. It happened literally after college. I mean, literally after high school. Sorry, gotta get my thoughts together, it's late. And, yeah, from there, I took the name and I ran with it. These were the styles I was designing for, and these were grown woman looks. These weren't looks that teenagers would normally consider wearing, outfits and designs that teenagers would consider wearing, anything like that in between. So it was like, it was amazing to me when people realized what I was designing for, who I was designing for, and what was the reason for it. So let's talk about that. So many people walked up to me and were like, "Oh, this is your brand?" I'm like, "Yes, this is my brand." What were the brand name is Plus Teens. You're the design. I'm the designer, and people were like, "Oh, it's creative. Oh, it's neat. Oh, it's different." Because I really didn't want to name a brand after myself. I didn't. I thought it was cool at one point. Oh, you got a clothing line named after you, this, that, and the third, yada yada yada. But I really didn't see it like that. I don't know. Having a brand named after you is okay, but it's like it's cliche now because it's a lot of people that have brand names named after you already. But yeah, having a brand named after you is amazing. Let me make sure you guys are recording because my camera sometimes doesn't really do all the functions that I was hoping to do. Okay. I ain't close. But yeah, like I was saying, having a brand named after you is very cool and everything like that in between. But I thought it was okay. I thought I didn't need a brand name after that. It's okay, but it was like, to me, it was just old-fashioned cliche. It wasn't really something that amused me. Like, oh, introducing the Jerisha Mars collection, introducing the Nadira collection, like using some form of segment of your name and then putting it out there for a clothing brand or a clothing line, or to start a clothing line, anything like that in between, felt weird. Truly weird. Not weird, it just didn't feel like I needed to do that. Like, everybody will know my name. Underneath it, it will say my name. So when I started thinking about the name, I had to think long and hard, what do I really want to name this as, and how do I get it to speak as for a plus size brand. Now, plus, it was going to always start with a plus. I never expected to change no other ways, no differently, and change no other form of way. I wanted it to say plus, but I had to think. I wanted to tie it off with something. I didn't want to just leave it plus and then, oh look, my brand name is Plus. What, really? Wow, I am very, 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 very at the bottom of the boat of thinking of names. Literally. And I tried kisses, plus roses, plus anything. I even, wait, what's that? Oh, plus queens means teens was like the last result after thinking of maybe, I don't know, another brand name, butterflies, something hip hop, street couture, something like that. I had all that in my head. The reason why I didn't name it none of that stuff is because they never felt like they were gonna stick with me long enough. And I felt like I was gonna go through the endless mindset of just changing, and changing. And I didn't want to do that. I actually at one point wanted to actually name the brand name the brand just Roses or Kisses or Queens. But Roses felt like an old-fashioned name. It didn't feel like an old-fashioned name. It just felt like something that an old person would go into a store and be like, hey, this is cute. And you expect to see a bunch of flowers on top of flowers on everything, and it was just for older women. Yeah, it's for women, older women and young women of all sizes and ages, but it's not supposed to be like a little bit of the maitre d' grandma-ish type. Kisses was like, I felt like it was too bland, and then Queens was everywhere because everybody was generally being saying, oh, this is my brand, Queen such and such, or this is my brand, this is my brand, Queen. Like, there were so many things that said, oh, Black Queens United brand, Queen of the Damned is here in present. It was so many different formats of using Queen. I didn't want to use it. Like, I really didn't want to use it at all. So that's when Teams came in. Teams. And it came out nice, but I know there were a lot of speculations coming from it, like, is this a teenage brand or is this an adult's brand? Or is it both? Or is it something else that's supposed to be there? And it's a teenage brand, but it was also an adult's brand, and it's something else hidden. It was like a message inside of it. So let's start. So what I'm gonna do is, I have it written down, decode teens. I had a message that I wanted to say to everybody in the thing. You know how you ever thought of decoding a message, or if you ever played this like crossword puzzle where the number was the letter and you had to find that letter and spell out the word and everything like that in between with the number that was what was for it. Like if A was a 3, then you had to circle 3 and then write it down. Or 2 P's were number 2, so you had to circle the P's and circle the 2's and then write them down. And then, you know, it would decode a word, so it was like a decoding. So I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna just write it down. I know what the whole thing means. I'm the designer, so I did it on purpose to make people, you know, it was kind of like a vague. It was vague. Plus teens. You would think it's for teenagers, but it's actually not. It's a vague title for the fashion brand. But let me just write it down. I was trying to be creative. Most people said it was creative, but now people are saying it seems like it's for a teenage brand. So let me just see. Write it. One second. I had to sneeze. Sorry. Excuse me. Don't worry, I'm vaccinated. But, okay, so I wrote it down. And if you can guess what it means, you're amazing. But I'm going to tell you. So, I had a lot of messages that I want to put inside Plus Teens. Well, the teen part. It wasn't meant for It wasn't just meant for teenagers. It was also meant for adults too. And we're going to start out with the T. So teens. Thick. Thick as in, you can be BBW, you can be a little chubby and, plus size, full figured. You can have hips, thighs, and arms and everything like that. You can eat pecan pies and everything like that in between and still be sexy. Erotic, exotic, natural, actually no, not exotic, educated. So it's thick, exotic, educated, natural, and sexy. Those were the messages that I was putting inside of Plus Teens. I wanted someone to maybe even think about the process that maybe that's what it meant, not necessarily thinking directly forward, oh, it's for teenagers. Because I wanted to see how many people had a curious mind, like, what does that mean? Like, literally, what does the title mean? If it's not for teenagers, what does it actually mean? And I guess some people didn't get it. Some people understood, and then most people asked me about it, and I explained to them. So, I explained. But, yeah, Plus Teens. Thick, erotic, educated, natural, and sexy. That's what Plus Teens meant. Teens. Those were the messages inside of it, because plus size women are not naturally, well, not really considered, equal. They're not considered, they're healthy, and most importantly, they're not considered sexy, because there's a lot of sexist, and then on top of that, it's women that's even sexist, and especially in the fashion industry, they really come out saying, and you should be smaller than what you are. If not, you're gross and grotesque and unhealthy, and you don't this, that, and the third. But in reality, I was trying to put out there, it is okay to be thick, it is okay to be big and sexy, and it's definitely okay to be erotic, educated, and naturally sexy. Because plus size women are considered natural beings because they actually have the weight, and they didn't get it cut off, removed, or surgically added to their body. Therefore, that was the word for teens. Now, most people by now have already told me that the name sounds childish, but some people actually said they don't really get it. Most people say it doesn't make sense, this, that, and the third. Trust me, I've seen other brands that don't really make sense, like I Am Fuckable. That is actually a brand name. And we all know what the slut, it's okay to be a slut. That's actually a brand name too, and I'm quite sure we all understand what that means for it. That actually makes sense for not just women, but also it probably speaks more to the younger youth, saying it's okay to be a slut. And then there's actually a brand that's called, my brand does not need an actual name, so it goes like, my brand name doesn't matter. It's a brand for me, so why bother to put a name on it? There's actually a brand like that. Nowadays, people want brands to make more sense to their everyday lives, and I feel like that's pointless, because the reality is it shouldn't have to be like that. If you know what you do on a daily basis, you don't need clothes to speak out for it and be like, okay, this, that, and the third. But I like designing clothes on top of that, so freedom of expression, I'm here for it, because reality-wise, clothes is like your expression. How you dress, how you look, reflects on how you handle your everyday life and business. Therefore, or clothes are like our speaking open book notebooks, our open books. But I just feel like people take it too strongly, too literally. This, that, and the third. Like, it's all about the clothes and not about the actual person in their head, their mindset, anything like that in between. I'm here for the clothes and everything like that. I'm also here for like the educational vibes and everything like that in between. With that being said, will the name change or will it stay the same? I can't tell you how much of a long run I've had with this name so far. It has been a great value to keep the name and use it and symbolize it as much as possibly as I can, as what it was supposed to be for, and represent what it was supposed to represent. And trust me, I would never regret nowhere along the line anything as into making it different for anybody else, or making it different for because people walked up to me and this, that, and the third. No. I wanted to keep the name and I wanted to keep it because it was mine. I didn't create this for teenagers, one, and I didn't create it so teenagers can look at it, and I didn't create it for just teenagers. I created it for adults too. I wanted people to respect women of all sizes and everything like that in between. It had a lot to say. That's why I did it like that. Plus teens. It was supposed to really have meanings inside the title, and I wanted everyone to like maybe think about it. But I guess not a lot of people are like me, creative like me, or have that same thought process like me. So with that being said, it has changed. I don't regret it. I would keep that with no problems at it. Most of you probably be like, it'll be okay, this, that, and there. Trust me, I'm fine. The name change for me was at one point a tug of war with myself. Are you really going, like once I was saying, are you really going to change your name for what people are saying? Yours has a meaning and this, that, and the third. It was unique and different. And the other side of me is saying, well, people really don't understand the meaning and people don't really see it because it's not in the title. So it just basically look like it's literally for teenagers. So you really got to grasp with it. So the pros and cons were eating at me, but I changed it. I love the brand name. It will always stick with me forever. Look, Plus Teens, it might even make a part in the store where it will be a section literally for just teenagers. But it will always be a part of me. That is my brand name. No one can take it, so I'm keeping that as something on a back burner for like whenever I feel like using it again. And so Plus Teens will still stay. It just won't be the brand name no more. But that being said, I'm actually happy to announce it because I sat downstairs for literally over maybe 2 to 3, maybe actually 10 minutes to 15 minutes trying to figure out a brand's name, and then also figure out how, because now with the brand name no longer being that, I have to change the cards that I have that are more up to date for this time period, and also because the fact the name is diminished with that. But you're the first group who are going to really see it. So brand name now is no longer Plus Teens. It is beautiful, thick queens. I took out Plus too. Like I said, Plus Teens will always forever be the same name, but I kept this one. It represents women, the beauty of a real actual woman, or no matter what you have to go through, you are still a woman. So beautiful, thick. You can be BBW, you can be chunky, you can be small, you can be anything you want to. You can be any size. But most importantly, this is for our plus size women. So basically, BBW and anything in between is here. Petite, large, medium, extra small, everything. Not extra small, extra large, up, thick. Queens. Every woman has a queen. And goddesses, all that type of stuff. We're queens. Black queens, united, everything. I didn't really want to stick queens at the end of it, but I felt like it would be perfect. Beautiful, thick queens. Make sure it's not that whole thing. Because I made a business card. And it looks nice. I didn't really want to go through this process. But it looks nice. You guys won't see it because, one, I want to reveal it publicly at some point. Probably on live. But two, it is cute. It is cute. And it's still, yes, I'm still using the iconic rose. But if you can see it, it is beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait. Hey, so yes, it's beautiful, thick queens. And I love how it came out on the card, the front and the back. And mine has an empowering message for all women in this and the third. So it is prepared, it's ready. I just gotta pay for it and ship it off to my house. But yes, I'm so happy. I thought I was gonna be in a sad slump and sit here and cry and be like, oh damn, I really had to change my name to fit in with this fucked up society. but I didn't. I changed the name because it was for me and it made me feel comfortable, and it makes me feel more confident now that it will be a brand name that no one can say, oh, so this is for a teenage brand. Oh, so this is for an adult brand. No, it's for every woman, and every woman of any size. You might have to slow it. I might be a little bit exaggerating because I don't know if I can include extra. I'll try to include extra small as possible as I can, because I literally train my hands and my eye to focus on more of up there than more down here. So I'm gonna try to stay in the middle, but I'm leaning towards more. I'm gonna be more this way, and then inch by inch try to lean more that way, as in too small. But like I said, I am thrilled to introduce you to the name. The name now is Beautiful Thick Queens. I'm impressed. I'm happy for it, and I can't wait to reveal it. And I can't wait till next year too. So I'm ready to release this 30-piece collection to you guys. This is a all-time high for me because I've never really did this before, but this will be better than taking pictures and doing slow-mos and everything like that. I really want to have an actual runway show. That being said, oh, it hurts, but I'll live on. Again, the new name for the brand is Beautiful Thick Queens, and the name in Plus Teens will now be on the back burner. It will still be a segment and part of the brand, but it will no longer be the heading and title of the brand. With that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your opinion and thoughts at the bottom of the comment section. Let me know about the new name change. Do you like it? Do you want me to do something different? And did you always like Plus Teens, this, that, and the third? Let me know in the comments below. I love you guys. See you in another video. Deuces.